Good morning. So this is just going to be a short video, hopefully under 10 minutes. And this morning, when I woke up, I was thinking about a very specific time frame in my childhood where for maybe about 20 years after that happened, and I was removed from a very violent and abusive foster home, about why my mind had blocked out the memories of that time span. And it was during a time when the abuse in the home was extensively violent towards me and was very hateful and degrading. And I realized, when I was thinking about it, I realized, even though I was surrounded by darkness and demonic energy in the physical vessels of people caring for me, I was able to master mind over matter in such a way that those that were abusing me were never able to project guilt or shame onto me from the things, from the abuse that they poured out on me, the wrath, and just the malicious hate. And it was during the time frame between two different comas that my foster father put me in from beating me so bad that what brought on the second coma, the second, putting me in body traction, is the fact that I had stood up to him and I had looked him with all maybe 50 pounds of myself and told him that he could beat me, he could rape me, he could do whatever, but he was never going to be able to beat the love of Jesus out of me or the awareness of God in my life. And that's what excuse me, that is what brought on the second beating, that he beat me so bad that he put me into a coma. And when I was thinking about it this morning, that second coma that I came out of, he was very violent towards me. And even though all of that was happening, I was able to physically, almost mechanically within my mind, separate myself from the physical sensation of pain and what I experienced. And in that space internally, I was able to see that even though I didn't see God in the physical sense, he was always present with me in that darkness, especially as a spectral awareness, because I knew that God was seeing what was going on. I knew he had not abandoned me. He had not forsaken me in that experience, and that he had already told me from the first coma that I was in that this was going to happen. And so I wasn't surprised by the level of violence poured out on me. I knew that this man was being empowered under the influence of his own godlessness to attempt to pull me away from what I knew to be real, who I knew to be real. And because of that, the hatred that my family in turn spoke about me and the false narrative that they propagated was nothing that truly bothered me, because I understood that regardless of who abandoned you in your family, whether it's your mother, your father, your siblings, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, just because those people are not held accountable at that moment in time does not mean that God has not seen, and God has not heard, and God does not know what they have done. And truly, when I woke up this morning, I felt in my spirit this sense that the time now is such a time that those that have perpetuated the lie that God did not see, that God did not hear, that God does not know what they've done in the dark, are about to have all of that put before their faces. Because the ones that they said would never rise have risen. They've built their own foundations separate from those terrors and terrorists who would have convinced them otherwise, but God had a hand on those lives. And so really when you think about it, these beasts, these godless people that have no protection from their own demonic struggles are about to have everything laid before them. And some of them are going to pass. Some of them, God's judgment is going to require that their life be taken, because they have refused, even in the ensuing years, to accept accountability for their actions and turn away from their guilt, because they've continued that same cycle. And for those that experienced that, who chose to heal, you are receiving your reward for choosing to heal. It doesn't mean that your life has been perfect or that you're perfect, but God knows the heart, and He's judging that accordingly. And I just want to encourage you to remember that there is no place in life, in existence, that you can go where God is not present, light is not there. Even if it's as a spectral awareness, God is still there, and He sees, and He knows, and He understands the pain. He understands what you've been through. He knows where you're at currently, and He has seen all the work that you have done within yourself to cement your choice to heal. It might not make any sense to anybody else that you can still believe that there is such a thing as a God who loves you, as a God who understands you, as a God who knows you. And when you think about those dark times, you don't have to explain how you felt and knew that you were loved by God in the midst of those experiences. That is truly just the device of illusion that you have to explain it. You don't. Because that is, and you feeling like you have to explain it, that's you operating out of guilt or shame, that you have to validate to someone else that God is real, and how God is real, and why He is real to you, whatever form that takes. So never allow someone to convince you that you need to justify your experience, or you need to explain how you know that God was operating within you in the midst of your own darkness. That's all I want to share, because I know, as God is my witness, that all the lies, all the false narratives have fallen away, and He is bringing to the light all of those secret conversations I was not present for. All of those narratives, He is bringing that to light so that people can accept the judgment for their own course of action and stop blocking the flow of His power to work. So may you be encouraged today to give yourself a hug and to really speak to yourself in a way that honors your choice to heal and honors your choice to master those areas of your life that you once felt weak in. All right, I will talk to you guys later, and I hope that this has helped you. If it has, maybe hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks. See you around.